The Prime Minister's in Northern Ireland and not everyone is pleased to see him. Sinn Féin demonstrators made their feelings clear that the Northern Ireland Protocol, negotiated when Britain left the EU, should not be touched. In fact, Sinn Féin was the first of the parties in to see the Prime Minister today, and this was their verdict after the meeting.
A fairly tough meeting with the Prime Minister, and it's simply not acceptable. It's not good enough for anybody, the DUP or the British government, to hold society here to ransom.
Belfast docks are at the heart of the dispute. Many unionists want to scrap the Northern Ireland Protocol, which puts some checks on goods moving between Britain and Northern Ireland. And the Democratic Unionists are blocking the formation of a new government here until it's scrapped. Other parties and the EU say the British government signed the protocol and should stick to it. After their meeting, the Democratic Unionists said it was now over to the government.
We want a fully functioning executive. We want that to happen as soon as possible. And therefore, we're looking now to the government. We've had the words. We now need to see the action. That's what we're looking for from our government, from our Prime Minister. It's decisive action on the protocol.
Before arriving here, Boris Johnson set out his views in an article in the Belfast Telegraph. In it, he said he was sure there was a sensible landing spot, as he described it, where everyone's interests could be protected. But he also had a warning. The Prime Minister writes, "I hope the EU's position changes. If it does not, there will be a necessity to act. The government has a responsibility to provide assurance that the consumers, citizens and businesses of Northern Ireland are protected in the long term." In Belfast, we found people sceptical about what Boris Johnson could bring.
Could make them worse or could make them better, because people obviously, there's a lot of people who wouldn't want him over here, whereas a lot of people would like his help and like his opinion on stuff.
I don't know. I don't think it's going to work.
You don't think him coming here is going to help?
I don't think it's going to change anything.
The thing is, we've got to accept that we're not going to get it perfect, and we've got to maybe go halfway between just to get something going for us, because we can't go on like this forever.
And do you think Boris Johnson coming could help that process along?
I hope it does, but I'm not very hopeful.
Not for the first time. The people of Northern Ireland must wait while their political leaders argue.
Well, Andy joins us now from Hillsborough Castle, where those talks have been taking place. And Andy, there's enormous amounts at stake here, isn't there?
That's right, Danny. For the people of Northern Ireland, it's whether there'll be a government here that can help them with massive issues like the cost of living. For the people of the whole of the UK, it's whether there's going to be a huge row with the EU, because as early as tomorrow, we're expecting the British government to start preparing legislation which would allow them to set aside, to override parts of the Northern Ireland Protocol unilaterally. And that is an international treaty signed between Britain and the EU is threatening all sorts of retaliation if that indeed happens. I think the plan from the British government is to put the pressure on to try and get more concessions from the EU, enough so that Jeffrey Donaldson and the Democratic Unionists can say, OK, we've won something, we're ready to go back into government now. But quite frankly, it's a gamble. There's no guarantee it's going to work.